Hey guys, Mr. Happy here and welcome to Final Fantasy Bestiary. This series is dedicated towards discovering the history and lore behind Final Fantasy's most iconic creatures and characters. This episode, we will talk about Hades. No, not the James Woods one. Hades is a part of Greek mythology, being the god of the underworld. While he has had many names across religions and varying mythos, his Greek mythology states that he and his brothers Zeus and Poseidon defeated the Titans, immortal giants who ruled at the time, and took control of the varying cosmos. Hades was given rulership over the underworld. In modern days, Hades is related with evil due to his affiliation with death and hell, technically the underworld. However, in his mythology, Hades only sought to maintain balance by governing over the dead to ensure they would not affect the living. In Final Fantasy, Hades only makes a few select appearances. In Final Fantasy V, he is only a common enemy in the sealed temple of the game. However, he is considered the strongest common enemy in the game, with instant death attacks and super powerful magic. He also teaches necromancers the Doomsday ability when they defeat him, which is a form of dark magic. What really inspired me to make this video, however, was his appearance as a summon in Final Fantasy VII. His materia is found in the sunken Gainica late in the game after obtaining a submarine. Fun fact, it also rests in a dangerous section of the ocean floor where Emerald Weapon commonly passes by. Accidental encounters with the weapon are possible when going to explore this area, so be pretty careful. As a summon, Hades unleashes a devastating attack that deals high damage and inflicts several status ailments, including poison, confuse, sleep, silence, mini, frog, slow, and paralysis. These ailments prove extremely effective in taking down the optional boss, Ruby Weapon, specifically the paralysis. Double summoning him alongside Knights of the Round, then miming it over and over again, can render Ruby Weapon completely helpless to countering your attacks. While this is not the only method for defeating him, it is the method I remember best, as it was the one that I used to first defeat him many years ago. I do also remember him well from his appearance in Final Fantasy IX, where he served as an optional boss in Memoria on the final disc of the game. By examining an area behind a large rock and choosing not to leave, Hades will challenge you. While he is considered to be a difficult optional boss, his attacks can be handled quite easily with the right equipment, and he can be dealt with in a few short turns. Hades additionally comments on Ozma if you've managed to defeat him before Hades, which also likely means that Hades was a complete pushover to you by comparison. I want to add in a little story for you guys here. So, when I was going for the Excalibur 2, which is the ultimate sword in the game for Steiner, you have to get to the final disc and defeat the Lich in under 12 hours of gameplay. When I went to do it, I got there in under 12 hours, but I thought it was Hades, and in the time it took for me to figure out that it wasn't Hades and it was actually the Lich, I was too late and I lost my chance at the Excalibur 2. Good job, me. Anyway, once he is defeated, he opens up a synthesis shop, which can allow for the player to obtain Arc, the game's strongest summon, as well as a ton of other strong and rare items. A fun fact about Hades, he was actually intended to be the final boss of Final Fantasy IX, and somehow they ended up eventually using Necron instead and just making Hades optional. Call me crazy, but am I the only one who's thinking that maybe, just maybe, it would have been okay to make Kuja the last boss, and that them changing it from Hades to Necron didn't make a whole lot of sense, just about as much sense as Hades being the final boss in the first? I don't know. Moving on. I've always wondered why Square Enix use Hades so sparingly when they love using Greek mythology so often in their work. I'm sure there could be a number of reasons for this, but oddly enough, I noticed a pattern that Hades has only appeared in odd-numbered Final Fantasy titles. He was a common enemy in 5, he was a summon in 7 and all the different versions of 7 that came out over the years, a boss in Final Fantasy 9, and even the name of a server in Final Fantasy 11. To top it all off, in Final Fantasy 9, Hades' ultimate attack, Doomsday, was only cast on an even number turn count. Maybe I'm just reading into this a little bit too much, or maybe I don't know enough about Hades himself to see the significance in all this, but hopefully we see a more epic interpretation of him in another title soon. Again, Kingdom Hearts doesn't count. That one's also just James Woods. Anyway guys, thank you for watching. Be sure to like, favorite, subscribe, and share if you enjoyed this video. Also, you can check out the rest of the Bestiary series on my channel and check out any other videos that might interest you as well. But anyway guys, thank you for watching, and until next time, take care.